Bukidnon, the food basket of the Philippines. For generations, this land has been home to the 𝒟𝒹𝒾𝓈𝒸𝓃𝓃 indigenous people and countless small farmers who have tilled the soil for their families. Today, it is also home to one of the world's largest pineapple plantations operated by the Monte Philippines. But behind the glossy image of canned pineapples sold in supermarkets worldwide lies a dark reality. This is a story of land grabbing, harassment, and violence. This is the story of communities fighting for their ancestral homes against one of the biggest multinational corporations in the world. So what is the conflict really about? At its core, it is about land. Indigenous peoples and small farmers have lost their lands because of the massive expansion of agribusiness plantations, especially pineapples operated by Del Monte. These plantations now occupy vast areas that were traditionally used by indigenous communities for farming, housing, and their cultural practices. The communities say this land is part of their ancestral domain, land that belongs to them by heritage, not by any government paper. Corporations acquired control through land titles, leases, and government policies that favored big businesses. The result? Displacement.
To understand this conflict, we need to know who is involved. On one side, we have the corporations, the Del Monte Philippines Incorporated, the main multinational company benefiting from the system. But they don't work alone. They have partners on the ground. The Davao Agricultural Ventures Corporation, or DAVCO, has a growership agreement within the Del Monte. They are ones operating the plantations, clearing land, managing workers, and directly dealing with farmers. When farmers see bulldozers moving onto the rice fields, they see DAVCO. Then there's 𝒟𝒃 Development Corporation, owned by the local rancher and Mayor Lorenzo III. They also grow pineapples for Del Monte. So when indigenous leader Renato Anglao wanted his ancestral land back, he didn't go to the Del Monte's headquarters. He went to Lorenzo's company. On the opposing side are the communities, the 𝒟𝒹𝒾𝓈𝒸𝓃𝓃 indigenous people who have lived on this land for generations. The Don Carlos Bukidnon United Farmers Association, or the DC-BUFAY, and their leaders, people like Renato Anglao and Franklin Labiado. To truly understand a conflict this deep, we need to peel back the layers, like an onion. Conflict analysis uses what's called the onion tool to distinguish between what the people say they want, what they really want, and what they absolutely need. Let's apply these to Bukidnon. The outer layer is positions. These are the public statements, what parties tell the press, the courts, and the world. The corporations, Del Monte, DAVCO, and 𝒟𝒃, assert their legal right to the land titles, their leases, their government-approved permits. They say they are operating within the law. The communities, on the other hand, state a clear and simple demand: the immediate return of their ancestral land. These are the public positions and on the surface, they seem impossible to reconcile. If we peel the onion further, we reach the middle layer, interests. These are the underlying motivations, the reasons behind those public positions. For the corporations, the interest is clear: financial profit. Pineapple monocropping is highly lucrative. They need stable supply chains to deliver products to markets around the world. Disruption costs money. For the indigenous people and farmers, the interests are about practical survival. They need land to farm so they can feed their families. They need homes to live in. And beyond survival, there is culture, the preservation of traditions, practices, and identity that are tied to land itself. These interests are more flexible than positions. There might be room for negotiation, but we have to peel one more layer. At the very center of the onion is the core. These are the non-negotiable human requirements, the things that cannot be compromised. For the corporations, the core need is economic continuity, keeping the business running. But for the communities, the core needs are far more fundamental. They are fighting for physical safety, for identity, for life itself. This is where the conflict becomes. When leaders like 𝒟𝒾𝓈𝒹𝒃𝒃 peacefully requested that 𝒟𝒽𝒾𝓈 stop clearing the rice field, he was killed the next day. When 𝒟𝒽𝒾𝓈𝒃𝒃 asked for ancestral land to be returned, he was shot dead in front of his wife and his child. These murders reveals the deepest, most urgent need in this conflict: safety. The communities need to be safe. Safe from bulldozers, safe from armed guards, safe from death squads. Safety is the core unmet need. And until it is addressed, no resolution is possible.
The story begins long before Del Monte arrived. In 1921, a powerful local governor named Don Manolo Fortich borrowed ancestral land from the Manobo Pulangian people. He said it was for cattle grazing. He promised to return it after 30 years. But that promise was never kept. The land was never returned. This single act of dispossession laid the foundation for everything that followed: the plantations, the corporate expansion, and the violence. It was the first thread in a long and painful history of land grabbing in Bukidnon. Decades later, when Del Monte and its partner arrived, they inherited this stolen land. They benefited from a historical injustice that was never corrected.
So what makes this conflict worse? First, the lack of corporate accountability. Del Monte continued business with partners linked to violence even after information became public. Second, government inaction. Land claims go unresolved for decades. Killers walk free. And third, red tagging, labeling activists as terrorists, which puts more targets on community backs. But there are solutions. The most critical step is returning the land. You cannot address the core need for safety without addressing the root cause of the conflict. Second, legal accountability. The government must prosecute those responsible for murders. Third, corporations must do real due diligence in order for their suppliers. And the Supreme Court has already ruled in 2011 that these ownership disputes belong in regular courts, giving communities a legal path forward. Finally, we need systematic change, moving from destructive monocropping to community-centered agriculture that respects both people and the environment.
The onion tool teaches us something important. The corporations talk about legal titles and permits, their positions. But underneath, they want profit and supply chain stability. The communities want their land back. That's their position. But underneath, they need survival, identity, and most of all, safety. When leaders are killed for speaking up, safety becomes the non-negotiable core. The Philippine movement for climate justice reminds us that these are not isolated incidents. They are part of a pattern: land grabbing, harassment, and continuous harm. Resolving this conflict means addressing the core. It means recognizing that you cannot nurture the land while killing the people who live in it. Renato Anglao, Franklin Labiag. They fought for their land. They were killed for it. Their fight continues. The question is, will we stand with them?